Hi guys, I'm Jimmy Rosado for Sweatshop Fitness, and today we're going to talk about one of the most important of the macronutrients, proteins. So today it's not fats or carbs, we're going to talk about proteins because lots of our clients have been asking us about what they need to take, how much they need to take, and just to give you a few pointers. And most of the time what I noticed was most of them are not taking enough protein. So I've got about 10 reasons, 10 ways how you can actually say that you're not getting enough. Okay, so proteins are very important. They are like the building blocks of healthy eating and weight loss as well, and it's available in so many foods. The difference between plant-based and animal-based proteins we will talk about just on the just briefly, because most of the types of proteins are available in animal-based products, but in things like chickpeas, mung beans, other types of legumes like green gram, you don't get all the types, so you need to always make sure that you get a combination or a mix of all those types of plant-based proteins. Also, you can take things like soy and other whole grains as well. We can send you more information if you give us a shout on either WhatsApp or email us, and I'll send you more information on that. Also, we have our nutritionist and dietitian on board as well, who just started up with us, hopefully, so she will also be very helpful in planning out a diet for you. So the number one reason you're losing muscle mass is protein. Okay, if you're not taking enough protein, you're not building enough amino acids. So amino acids, protein, muscle. Okay, this means that you're not getting enough adequate protein. Your muscles could suffer. No muscles means the protection needed around your spinal cord, around your lower body joints is lost. Okay, so that is decreased strength, change in your weight, and even how your clothes fit. So you can monitor your muscle mass levels with our body composition scan available with Sweatshop Fitness. And the number two reason is that you become much more prone to getting stress fractures. This is very, very important. So in addition to calcium, protein-rich diet is very important for overall bone health. So without sufficient protein to provide energy to our organs and our brain, the body will look for other sources, and it'll borrow it from skeletal tissue. Okay, so if you're constantly running low on protein over time, your bones will be very prone to injuries such as stress fractures and breaking. Number three, mood swings. You're always in a bad mood. Okay, irritability is one of the very common signs of low protein which nobody ever sees. They think it's either a mood swing, loss in energy or sugars, or things like that. So you mitigate the effect of carbohydrates. Okay, by doing that, then you can spike blood sugar. So then slow digesting protein helps you your mood to stabilize. So like a carb sugar high can give you spikes. Proteins can give you a stabilizer. Number four, you're constantly getting sick. If you're constantly under the weather, especially these days when you're being locked down at home, the lack of dietary protein could be to blame. So protein is a building block of antibodies that are produced in our immune system. They help you fight bacteria and especially viruses. So you get the coronavirus can be actually fought off better if you have good protein and muscle in your body. So now is a very important time to be mindful of protein consumption, and with colds, flus, corona, and other similar flu-like, cold-like symptoms. So diet deficient in protein also results in reduction of T cells, okay, which they also fight off germs and enhance our immune system. Number five, if you notice your nails and hair is brittle, you think it's always calcium, vitamin A and D, it also could be the lack of protein. Okay, lots of people think it's always something else and they always overlook protein. So your nails can become brittle, breaking off easily, and your hair loses its shine. So too little protein, it kind of shifts the body's focus from growing strong nails and hair to more about conserving the protein in the system. So it loses that as a priority, and you will see that as a sign in your hair and nails. Number 6 is recovery is not the same. Okay, in more severe cases of protein deficiency, lots of people they may not be able to adequately repair injuries or wounds. Usually it's not just about soreness. If you have a cut or a wound after a fall or a bike fall or after running, you'll notice that if your proteins are low, your wounds take much longer to heal. It's very common, and lots of people forget to look at that. Okay, so also many times our protein needs are increased above our baseline following things like surgery, infection or injury like we spoke about. So similar to becoming more susceptible to stress fractures, you're also prone to slower healing like I just said. So remember those two things. Those you have to notice in your body. That's very, very important. Also, it's especially important to check with your doctor or a dietitian after these big events like surgeries to determine a specific protein need and optimal intake for rehabilitation and quick recovery from that event. Okay, so your snacking more often is number 7. We all know that everybody has a problem with craving. Everybody at some time or part of their lives have a problem with craving for certain things. It does not have to be a pregnant mom. It does not have to be gender specific, but it's very, very common. Even I have cravings once in a way. So a prime sign that you may be protein deficient is that if you find yourself heading back to the fridge or wherever your blood or wherever your food is kept, and always when you don't have enough protein, you may not experience that fullness that in Sri Lanka we say your stomach is full but your mind isn't, or vice versa. So what happens is you constantly need to look for something to get that fullness in your stomach. So not taking enough protein can give you that feeling. Okay, so this will end up with endless snacking, and usually snacking will most of the time lead to, if you don't have any healthy options, it can go into the sweet, sugary and unhealthy snack diet. So number 8 is you're hungry as soon as you finish eating. Okay, so it's very normal for hunger levels to fluctuate. I have that very often. You might be hungry, for example, after hard workout, then a recovery day. Okay, but if you can't seem to get full or feel satisfied regularly from your meals and snacks, then it might be a sign that you need to load up or incorporate more protein. Right? So the body digests protein more slowly than carbs, okay, which give us energy quickly, right? And so this is a good idea to include a protein source that at each meal and a snack for a more sustained energy level. So for example, things like nuts with fruit is a good example. Number 9, a very, very common problem here is that you're anemic. So inadequate protein can slow metabolism. This has an effect on EOP or erythropoietin. So that has a hormone production, and it's critical to the production of red blood cells. So now I know it gets all nerdy when it comes to science here, but this result can cause anemia and a condition where you lack enough healthy red blood cells to carry oxygen to the blood's tissues, and then it reduces dietary intake of protein. It can lead to maybe mild to even moderate anemia. So it's very, very common. So mostly meat items have a lot more iron in them than carbohydrates, for example. So the symptoms will include things like fatigue, pale skin, shortness of breath, especially when you're exercising, and even dizziness or lightheadedness. So if you're experiencing any of these things, it's a good idea to actually speak to your doctor. Okay, last but not least, number 10, you're experiencing energy slumps. This is very, very common, that your daily energy levels overall, you just got to see how you feel when you wake up. Do you need to drag yourself out of bed? Do you feel that you are, by early evening, you're already tired? You find yourself having an energy slump, or maybe multiple slumps, 1, 2, 3, even as much as 5 slumps throughout the day. So protein slows the release of glucose, okay, sugar and carbs. So when protein goes in, the energy, the glucose released into your bloodstream is slowed down, so it prevents blood sugar spikes after consuming a meal or even a snack. Sometimes as simple as like I said earlier, just fruit and nut is a good combination, or things like yogurt, like Greek yogurt with fresh fruit. The combination can make a super difference. So thanks for watching. Those are the 10 reasons you might be loading low on protein and you need to top up. So have a chat with our dietitian and you can monitor your muscle mass levels and body fat levels and everything else, which we have on our separate video here. It's over here on the previous video, and you can watch that and monitor your health. Take care. Thank you for watching. I'm Jimmy Rosado.